Hello, gentlemen. If you have been using olive oil for your health and believe you are doing everything right, I want to tell you something that could completely change your results. You are only receiving half of the benefits, or possibly even less than half, because olive oil, as powerful as it is, works exponentially better when combined with one simple ingredient that most of you already have in your kitchen cabinet. I am Julia, your trusted health advisor. Today, I will reveal why vinegar, specifically apple cider vinegar, is the missing piece that unlocks the full potential of olive oil in supporting blood flow, vascular health, and male function. In this video, we will break down what happens to your vascular system as you age and why men over 60 face unique challenges with circulation. What we are discussing today is supported by both traditional wisdom and modern scientific research. Before we begin, please press the like button. Leave a comment telling me where you are watching from, and subscribe to the channel so you do not miss important health information designed specifically for men over 60. Now, let me share what you need to know. Olive oil and vinegar create a biochemical synergy that neither substance can achieve on its own. We are talking about meaningful improvements in blood vessel flexibility and nitric oxide production, and ultimately, the correct preparation method, the right timing, and realistic expectations for results. Understanding the biology first makes the preparation method completely logical. Your blood vessels are living tissues that must remain flexible, responsive, and unobstructed in order to function properly. In your 20s, blood vessels are typically elastic and resilient, able to expand rapidly when increased blood flow is required. However, beginning around age 30 and accelerating through the 50s, 70s, and beyond, several degenerative processes begin to affect the vascular system. The endothelial cells lining your blood vessels become less efficient at producing nitric oxide, the critical signaling molecule that tells vessels to relax and widen. The smooth muscle and vessel walls become stiffer and less responsive. Calcium and cholesterol begin to accumulate along the vessel walls, forming plaques that narrow the internal diameter. This is where it becomes particularly important for men. These changes have a pronounced effect on male function because the blood vessels supplying the penis are among the smallest in the body, often measuring only 1 to 2 millimeters in diameter. Even minor plaque buildup or a slight loss of vascular flexibility can significantly reduce blood flow to this area. By the time most men reach their 60s and 70s, they have accumulated years or even decades of vascular damage. But there is something crucial that most men do not realize. This damage is not entirely irreversible. Your body has a remarkable capacity to repair and regenerate when given the proper support. This is where the combination of olive oil and vinegar becomes especially important. Keep this in mind because it connects directly to what I am about to show you about olive oil. Let me begin by explaining what makes olive oil so valuable for vascular health. Extra virgin olive oil is one of the most extensively studied foods for cardiovascular and vascular health. The Mediterranean diet, which uses olive oil as a primary source of fat, is consistently associated with significantly lower rates of heart disease and better overall vascular function later in life. The primary compound in olive oil is oleic acid, a monounsaturated fatty acid that makes up approximately 70 to 80% of olive oil's fat content. Oleic acid has been shown to support healthy cholesterol balance, reduce inflammation within blood vessels, and improve the flexibility of arterial walls. Extra virgin olive oil also contains powerful polyphenols, including oleocanthal and hydroxytyrosol. These compounds exert anti-inflammatory effects that rival certain pharmaceutical anti-inflammatory agents. Olive oil polyphenols also protect LDL cholesterol from oxidation. Oxidized LDL is particularly damaging to blood vessels and is a major driver of plaque formation. By preventing this oxidative process, olive oil helps slow the early development of atherosclerosis, Research has demonstrated that regular consumption of extra virgin olive oil improves endothelial function, meaning the cells lining your blood vessels become more effective at producing nitric oxide and responding appropriately to vasodilation signals. This translates directly into improved blood flow throughout the body. However, there is an important point that most people do not realize. Now, let me explain what vinegar, specifically apple cider vinegar, contributes to this powerful combination. Apple cider vinegar is produced through the fermentation of apple juice. First, natural yeasts convert the sugars in the juice into alcohol. Then, bacteria convert that alcohol into acetic acid, which is the primary active compound in vinegar. This is highly relevant to vascular health because elevated blood sugar damages blood vessels through a process known as glycation, in which sugar molecules bind to proteins and impair their function. But the benefits of vinegar extend well beyond blood sugar control. Acetic acid has been shown to support healthy blood pressure through multiple mechanisms. It influences the angiotensin-renin system that regulates blood pressure. It also appears to enhance nitric oxide production and activity, which is the primary regulator of blood vessel dilation. The organic acids in apple cider vinegar also possess mild chelating properties, meaning they can bind to certain minerals and metals. This may help gradually reduce calcified deposits along arterial walls. While this effect requires long-term consistent use, here is where it becomes especially interesting. When olive oil and vinegar are combined, something occurs that makes both substances more effective than when used individually. The acetic acid in vinegar enhances the absorption of fat-soluble polyphenols found in olive oil. These beneficial compounds are absorbed more efficiently in an acidic environment. Your stomach produces acid for this purpose, but the additional acidity from vinegar further amplifies this process. The polyphenols in olive oil and the polyphenols in apple cider vinegar work together to provide broader antioxidant protection than either one can offer alone. They target different types of free radicals and protect different aspects of cellular function, creating a more comprehensive shield against oxidative damage. The anti-inflammatory effects of both substances also appear to be synergistic rather than merely additive. When consumed together, they produce a greater reduction in key inflammatory markers than would be expected from equivalent amounts taken separately. Both olive oil and vinegar support healthy endothelial function, but through slightly different mechanisms. Olive oil supplies protective compounds and structural support to endothelial cells, while vinegar enhances their activity and responsiveness. Together, they create optimal conditions for nitric oxide production and long-term vascular health. But here is what most men do not realize about this combination. The blood sugar regulating effect of vinegar complements the insulin sensitizing effects of olive oil polyphenols for men over 40 who are dealing with metabolic changes. This combination helps maintain healthy glucose metabolism, which is essential for protecting blood vessels. If this information is new to you, press the like button. Next, I will guide you through how to prepare and consume this powerful combination in the most optimal way. The traditional preparation is very simple and has been used in Mediterranean cultures for thousands of years. Begin with high-quality extra virgin olive oil. Quality is critical here. Look for cold-pressed oil, stored in dark glass bottles and ideally sourced from a single origin. The harvest date should be recent, ideally within the past year. Fresh olive oil contains significantly higher levels of beneficial polyphenols compared with older oil. For the vinegar, use raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar that contains the mother, the cloudy material you see settled at the bottom. This indicates that the vinegar has not been overly processed and still retains beneficial enzymes and bacteria. The basic ratio is 3 parts olive oil to 1 part vinegar. For a daily therapeutic dose, this typically means 3 tablespoons of olive oil mixed with 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Add the vinegar to a small bowl or cup first. Add a small pinch of sea salt and whisk briefly. The salt helps the vinegar and oil combine more effectively. Then slowly drizzle in the olive oil while whisking continuously. This creates an emulsion in which the oil and vinegar temporarily blend rather than separating into distinct layers. Now, timing and method of consumption significantly influence the benefits you receive for blood sugar regulation and metabolic support. Consuming the olive oil and vinegar mixture immediately before or with the largest meal of your day provides optimal effects. Vinegar slows gastric emptying and carbohydrate absorption, while olive oil promotes satiety and supports a healthy insulin response. Many men find that consuming this preparation in the morning on an empty stomach produces the most noticeable effects on overall energy and vascular function. When the stomach is empty, the beneficial compounds are absorbed quickly and efficiently. For men specifically focused on improving blood flow for male sexual function, consuming this mixture 45 to 90 minutes before intimacy, when optimal circulation is desired, may provide acute benefits. However, the most meaningful improvements come from consistent daily use over weeks and months rather than from a single acute dose. Let me explain what happens in your body over time when you consistently consume this olive oil and vinegar combination. During the first few weeks, you may notice improvements in digestion and energy levels. Vinegar supports healthy stomach acid production and digestive enzyme activity. Olive oil provides steady energy and helps you feel satisfied after meals. Many men notice that their blood sugar feels more stable. The afternoon energy crashes that trouble many men become less pronounced within 1 to 2 months. More significant vascular changes then begin to occur. Blood pressure often shows favorable changes. The flexibility of the arterial walls improves, which is often perceived subjectively as an overall sensation of better circulation. Anti-inflammatory effects accumulate over time. Markers of chronic inflammation in the blood decrease. This reduction in inflammation allows endothelial cells to function more optimally and supports the healing of existing vascular damage. By the 3 to 6 month mark, men often report significant improvements in male sexual function and blood flow. Erection quality improves, reliability increases, and the tissue feels healthier and more vital. These changes reflect genuine improvements in vascular health rather than temporary stimulation. For men who already have established vascular disease or significant plaque accumulation, it may take a longer period to experience maximal benefits. Have you ever imagined that in your 60s or 70s, you could still possess a vascular system that is youthful and flexible like it was earlier in life? This is not a dream, but the result of understanding and personal discipline. The combination of extra virgin olive oil and apple cider vinegar represents one of the most effective natural interventions currently available to support vascular health and circulation in men over 50. This is not a quick fix or a temporary compensatory solution. It is a way of respecting and supporting the body's innate capacity for self-healing and self-repair. By addressing the root causes of vascular damage that have accumulated over decades, you are genuinely rejuvenating the internal systems that keep your body functioning. A man's strength lies in understanding and discipline. Do not wait until it is too late to begin caring for your health. Try applying this method starting today. Mix 3 tablespoons of olive oil with 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Consume it in the morning or before your main meal, and remain consistent for at least 8 to 12 weeks. You will see your body respond in remarkable ways through improved energy levels, healthier blood pressure, and renewed masculine vitality. If this video has given you an entirely new perspective on vascular health, press the subscribe button to support me. Do not forget to leave a comment and let me know whether you have tried using olive oil and apple cider vinegar before. I read every comment. I am Dr. Julia. Thank you for watching. Stay strong, live well, and I will see you again in the next videos.